As one walks through the streets of Seattle, the aroma of marijuana is not a rarity. This is the case in many American cities these days. As time goes on, more and more states are legalizing marijuana. As you can see in the map, 30 states and the District of Columbia have legalized marijuana in some form, with the District of Columbia and 8 other states, Washington being one of them, having legalized the drug for recreational purposes as well. Many folks complain about the legalization, but today I will present some of the many reasons that support the legalization of marijuana. Marijuana should be legalized for both recreational and medicinal purposes across the United States, meaning at a federal level, because it has a plethora of medical uses, it is less dangerous than other legal drugs, such as cigarettes and alcohol, and it would free up the prisons, courts, and the police force, while saving money and even opening the doors for massive profit in the future. The first reason marijuana should be legalized is due to its many medical uses. Marijuana can be utilized for a variety of medical problems. And according to Kim Zimmerman from Live Science, marijuana has numerous medical benefits, including treating epilepsy, reducing vomiting for chemotherapy patients, aiding MS patients, lessening the effects of glaucoma, and alleviating pains in a wide spectrum of cases. You can see many other medical benefits in the infographic here entitled The Health Benefits of Marijuana. That being said, research in the use of marijuana in the United States is still extremely limited because of preconceived notions and the illegal status of the drug. If we're willing to open up these restrictions, I am sure that we would find many more uses for marijuana in medical settings, and we could allow thousands of Americans to reap the benefits of marijuana's medical magic. Additionally, the majority of doctors support the use of medical marijuana, as can be seen in the infographic here, but many feel that more research is needed. And with the legalization, the additional research could be provided. The second reason that marijuana should be legalized is that it's far less nefarious than many legal and accepted substances. No one has ever died from an overdose of marijuana. Eaten a bunch of junk food? Laughed uncontrollably? Yes. But died? Never. But that isn't true for alcohol, as 3.3 million deaths in 2012 were attributed to alcohol consumption by the World Health Organization, or the WHO. Alcohol is proven time and time again to be dangerous and toxic. It changes people and it decreases rational thinking, but it is still legal. Marijuana does none of these things. Although it may make one a bit hungry or give them a case of the munchies, it doesn't make folks dangerous or drop inhibitions to the point of taking part in insanely irrational and wicked behavior. And recently, a comparative assessment published in Scientific Reports found that alcohol is 114 times deadlier than marijuana. Whether it be from binge drinking to death, liver cancer, or massive amounts of DUIs, alcohol is a much greater danger to everyone than marijuana. Another legal substance, cigarettes, trumps the danger of marijuana, just like alcohol. Cigarettes contain nicotine, which is far more addictive than marijuana. And according to Scientific America, of those who try marijuana at least once, only 9% become addicted. Compare that to a much higher 32% for cigarette and 15% for alcohol. This clearly shows that the addictive nature of cigarettes and alcohol are much higher than that of marijuana, again making it more dangerous, but they're still legal. The next thing is that people will say, well, isn't smoking marijuana just as bad as smoking cigarettes in terms of health dangers? The answer is yes, but there are other options for marijuana consumption, such as edibles, drinks, and oils, and the frequency of use of marijuana is often much lower than that of a pack-a-day smoker, for example. So not only is marijuana less addictive than cigarettes, but it also poses a much lower health risk as well. Both alcohol and cigarettes are legal and readily accepted in American society. I could walk around the corner to the mini mart and buy both right now without any problem. It is an oxymoron that both these legal substances pose much larger and reprehensible risks to their user and society than marijuana, which remains illegal in many places and on the federal level. The final reason I'd like to present today to support the legalization of marijuana is that it would free up prisons, police, and the court system. So it's no secret that the prisons and the courts in the U.S. are oversaturated and that the police are undermanned. It is not because Americans are horrible criminals and committing crimes at astonishing rates, nor is it because we have no prisons or courts, or because it's too difficult to reach the status of police officer. The problem is petty drug crimes, most notably marijuana. According to the ACLU's analysis, marijuana arrests now account for over half of the drug arrests in the United States, with of with 8.2 million marijuana arrests between 2001 and 2010. 8.2 million arrests. And 88% of those were just for simply having marijuana. So if we legalize marijuana, it would free up the prisons while giving the police more time to take care of crimes that matter and that are a much larger danger to society. These numbers are just astonishing. They're huge. And if we legalize marijuana, they would simply go down. And additionally, marijuana cases clog up courtrooms and waste money in a variety of fashions. As you saw, 88% of those cases were because somebody had marijuana. Those all have to go through the court system. A judge has to see them. It has to do the whole 9 yards. So the legalization would free up the police to concentrate on bigger issues at hand. It would free up the courts to hear cases with greater value, and it would open up the prisons to hold our true criminals. And a byproduct of all of this, which might convince even the most serious doubters, is that it would save money. And not even to mention the fact that not only would it save money, but it would open the doors to possibilities of making a lot of money for the government. So, some may not like marijuana and cling to the idea of it being a bad drug or evil. However, it's clear that marijuana should be legal, and it really isn't evil at all. It has a variety of medicinal values, it is less dangerous than many legal substances, and it would alleviate the criminal justice system in a variety of ways. So the next time you're strolling the streets of Seattle or some other place in the U.S. that leads the way in this fight for legalization and you get a whiff of some reefer, think twice about being angry and maybe think about jumping on the train of progress before you miss it.